Hello, fellow compatriots, and welcome to yet another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Terex, the prototype Terex. This isn't the final model or anything, just as a disclaimer. Furthermore, the tolerances need to be fixed, especially in the ball and socket system, so keep that in mind. It was so bad that I couldn't exactly use the TRIBS, TRIBS, which is the Tailored Reconstructible Intuitive Building System, because tolerances were way too loose for these. So keep that in mind, and also they're a little bit muddy. They're not so sharp, so I'm gonna have to clean those up. But other than that, this is close to done. I'm gonna have to sharpen the corners and the edges a little bit because when I was going ahead and putting in the hard coat, it kind of muddied up the edges. They're a little bit rounded. They're going to be much more sharper edged, but they're still going to have this the type of aesthetic that you see here, where it seems more organic, because that's the idea. It's supposed to be organic. These characters, these species are born. They're not built. They're born. So keep that in mind. They are born. They are not built. They are born. So without any further ado, let's go straight into articulation and functions. But before we do that, let's go straight into figuring out how tall this guy actually is. Terex stands roughly about 6.5 inches tall, and the centimeter measurement will be up in the corner. Okay, again, tolerances are kind of messed up. They were so bad that I had to switch to an older model in the prototyping stage, which are a very light magenta bone elements, but they're bordering on pink, so I'm going to be calling them pink for the rest of this video. Even though they're magenta, a very light shade of magenta, they turned out pink, so I'm going to call them pink. So, let's go ahead and straight into articulation. Keep in mind that joints are in fact loose. Okay, so bolt joint over at the ankle, so you get that right over there. It goes up this far, goes down this far. You got a pretty good range with the ankle, despite how chunky this boy is. And you got a bend at the knee. They will bend more. Matter of fact, there we go. I had to fight it, but yes, it can do the curl. Oh gosh, is his knee stuck? Yeah, tolerances. Oh, thank God. Okay, so, and obviously the pelvis, all bone jointed. You can imagine the range of articulation with that, so I don't even have to explain that. Arms are ratcheted. There's a reason to that. So you get, okay, Terex, my dear boy. You get a full 180 at the arms. Arms can go back and forward thanks to the ratchet. And all that good stuff. Nothing in the hands. And there's a good reason for that. As you can tell, the tolerances are pretty bad. They're kind of like, I would almost compare it to the loose joints that some of the 04 Titans, 04 and 05 Titans had in Bionicle. I would go that far. So, bolt joint at the head, so you get a good range of movement, and also, he has a mouth. I had to go ahead and use an older model for the job because the newer model did not cast properly, so I had to stick with this. So I'm sorry. And also, why did your head just droop? Do not do that. Do not droop. Oh, well, you're going to just look that way. How about that? Again, tolerances. Had to fix it. And, of course, he does have a function as well. So let's go ahead and straight into that. Now, you can orient the arms in different ways. The head is going to have multiple connection points as well, I should add, because this is a head, not a mask. It's not a mask. It's actually a head. So, and you can pose Terex in any way you like. And then once you get him in a good pose, where's his marble? I just had his marble a while ago. Where did I do with his marble? Ah, there's his marble. So Terex will have a marble similar to this. You go ahead, put it in there. And then you go ahead, pull the arm all the way back. Okay, pull the arm all the way back. And he throws the ball. Now you can also orient the arms in a different way, so you can have an arm pointed forward-ish. Let me angle it up just slightly. Oh, come on, Terex. Terex. Proto-Terex. There we go. Terex is having a bad time. And you can put the ball in there. And again, pull back. And he throws the ball. Now, I'm going to be increasing the density of the plastic used in the arms, which is why the shoulders are ratcheted. Because I'm planning to have these arms throw very hard. Extremely hard. Which will be fun, especially with a very dense marble. You know, it'll be pretty cool, pretty fun. And I can imagine you guys will have a kick out of it too. When you have something that hits as hard as hopefully as a Midex Sky Blaster. So, that will be pretty cool and pretty awesome, honestly. But yeah, that's Terex for you. Obviously, tolerances would need to be fixed because everything's a little bit rough. The edges will be cleaned up a little bit so they're not too muddy. And he'll have more connection points for his head so that he'll be able to wear masks over this, which is the plan. So, without any further ado, let's go straight into size comparison so we can figure out how he scales with other figures. And let's go ahead and hunch you. We're going to hunch you over a little bit. There we go. Let's fix your thigh. There we go. Here he is compared to good guy, the Chads of Chads. He will be your husband. Whoop! Well, come on, good guy. You're fired. You're fired, good guy. A whoop fail. Whoop has failed. Here he is with bad guy, and he will kill your husband. Whoop! Here he is compared to a Tahunga build, so you got a size comparison with a Tahunga build. Here he is compared to a Mata build, so you got a size comparison there. And yes, the 80 sets will be chunky. A lot more chunkier than the scrawniness, which is this. They're going to be thick, because I like myself some thick and chunky toys for my gorilla hands. So keep that in mind. Whoop! Here it is compared to a Metro build. So you got a size comparison there. Whoop! Here he is compared to Kopaka, Master of Ice. Whoop! And last but not least, here he is compared to a Nika build. Yay! Whoop! But yeah, that is Terex for you. I will not reveal the final colors that Terex will be, but I really like this character, this color palette, rather. So I'm going to be definitely utilizing this type of color scheme for another character, because I like the gray and the pink. It really blends well together, and it makes something that looks pretty cool and interesting, honestly. Can you look at the camera? Oh, and you may notice the shoulders. Yes, they will be changed. I had to model those. I was modeling everything else, and then when it came to the shoulders, it's like I still had to make those. But I do like the clip system of those ratchets, so I might do something similar to that. Have a clip system, because I really like that, and honestly, it makes things much more compact and much more rigid and stable. So I'm definitely going to be using that. Maybe. If not, then we're resorting back to these. But I kind of like those because it blends well. But that's about it for now. I hope you all enjoyed. And like always, if you want to go ahead and follow me on any social media, links will be down in the description down below. And if you want to go ahead and support this project, which is Ascending Devs, feel free to subscribe. And spread the word. That's all you had to do. No payments or anything like that. And eventually, these will go. I will do another video showcasing the final version, which would be Terex. But this is a prototype and potentially another character that I'm going to be writing, because I really like the color scheme of this. So, that's about it for now. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!